Καλησπέρα σας, καλοί φίλοι τηλεθεατές. Good evening to you. Welcome to my program, Faces. I start in Greek and I might turn to English in a minute. But before I welcome my guest, I have to say a big thank you to the Autumn Gardens and Anastasia Lodge, the two homes which they sponsor my program from today. I'm very happy about it. And thank you, Mr. Melis Ouris and Helen and Evgenia and all the rest of the people there. Thank you very much, and look forward to see you soon. And I have to say welcome to, shall I say friend, because we become friends already.
We have become friends,
yes,
of course we have.
Yes. I mean, you
Absolutely.
came here, we introduced, I mean, how many books you wrote? 5?
5 books.
This
yes,
is the fifth one,
the
yeah?
fifth one, yes.
So, you know, I mean, you came here, we introduced your books to people, and I feel like we're friends anyway.
We are friends, of course we are, Vasily. Yes, definitely.
This time, I find it very difficult to understand few words. I mean, you know, it's a very intellectual.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But you can explain to me about everything.
Okay,
First
of course,
of all, Soulla Christodoulou.
Yes, that's
Welcome.
me.
Yes.
Thank you.
I really forgot to say your name.
Right. That's okay.
Soulla Christodoulou, that's the one. That's the new book. Okay.
The 5th book, yes.
The 5th book, and the title is A Palette of Magpies.
Magpies.
Magpies. You see, my English are not up to the
So
standard.
the magpies are those black and white birds that you see.
The small ones.
No, they're quite large.
They're
about
quite
the size of blackbirds or crows.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can
and they've
see
got
them
the
here.
white plummet. Yeah.
These are magpies.
Magpies.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So
a palette, that means you know.
Well, it's actually a play on words because the main character in the book is an art teacher.
Okay.
So when she paints, she would use a palette. She would put all her paints and mix them in a palette.
Okay.
And the magpies come in because she receives anonymous postcards depicting the nursery rhyme about magpies, one for sorrow, two for joy.
About these birds, yeah?
Yes, about these birds. And so it's a romance, there's a thread of romance, but there's equally some mystery surrounding who is sending the postcards and why.
You tell me in a minute. I want to go back a bit, you know, and I want to ask you a little bit about yourself again to remind our, you know, audience about you, who you are.
Yeah.
And you are a Cypriot, born to two Greek Cypriot parents.
I am, yes.
They came from Cyprus.
Yes, they did, yes.
After the EOKA
That's
days.
right, yes, so in the 50s, mid-50s,
Yes, where you based your first book, actually. Or not first.
My second book.
One of your books,
My second book,
okay.
Yes.
And you came here, you born in Cyprus?
No, I was born here.
You born here?
I was born here with my 2 sisters and my brother.
Okay.
In North London, not too far from here, very close to the London Greek radio studios. And have grown up in North London all my life. Although I left for a short while when I studied in Portsmouth. So I studied for 4 years down there and then came back. And the rest is, as you know.
It's not history.
It's not history, no, because there's still a lot to come. We're definitely not parking any of it.
So how many brothers, sisters you have?
I have 2 sisters and a brother, and I'm the eldest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your parents are still in London?
Yeah, both alive, thankfully. In London, yes. My mum celebrates her 80th birthday this year. So we're really excited, yes.
Where they come from? Which place from Cyprus?
So my father comes from Ayos Dichonas, which is the Amathous area of Limassol.
Limassol.
So he's a Limeshanos.
Ayos Dichonas is just outside of,
That's right. And my mum is from Gadolefkara.
Gadolefkara,
yes. So the smaller village, because there's 2. There's Bano and there's Gado.
Gadolefkara is more famous than
and it's so authentic, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I know. They do this lefkaritika as well.
That's right, yes.
So, you were a teacher.
I was a teacher,
You were
yes.
an art teacher?
Not an art teacher, no. One of my best friends.
I thought it was your
No.
story.
I taught business studies. And then later on I was involved in teaching English to the children who were underachieving.
Okay.
So I was supporting them in order to access the GCSE curriculum.
Okay.
So that's where the English comes in.
Yeah.
But one of the teachers I was really friendly with was an art teacher and later head of art.
That's her story.
This is
based on her story.
Very loosely based on the conversations we had, the way she worked, some of the stories she told me growing up.
So writing the book, you get advice from her? I mean, you talk to her and you met?
You know what, I didn't actually. No, because strangely enough, at the time while I was writing the book, it didn't actually occur to me that I was writing about my friend.
Okay. You
so
started, but you know, in your mind, you know, you travel back and you say, that's a good idea if I add this and that and that.
It just started coming to me, and then I created this art teacher, and she was retired, and she moved to this village in the Cotswolds, which is a beautiful part of England. And it wasn't until after I'd written the book and people started asking me, where did the inspiration for the book come from? Who inspired your main character? That I sat back and really thought about it. And now by then, you see, it's been 8 years since I've been teaching. So 8 years really since I've spent any quality time with this teacher friend of mine. But it came to me and I thought, it's based on my friend Sue.
You see?
And she's amazing, and she's still an art teacher.
Does she know that you...
Yeah, because I've been back and I've spoken to her and it's been amazing. She was thrilled. She was so pleased.
Good. So that was just, I mean, talking about your, you know, that is the 5th book. We talk about the 2nd book, and what was the first and the other books, the subjects, you know?
So, okay, all very different actually, Vasily, depending on how I was feeling.
Just to mention them and tell the people.
So, we've got the first book, so my debut novel was Broken Pieces of Tomorrow, loosely based on my own experience of my marriage breaking down, and then sort of building my life after that.
It was a little bit of a biography. You know.
Yeah, it's semi-biographical. That was my healing book, actually. Yeah, it was very cathartic.
You wrote it just to get everything out. And,
my
good.
2nd book, The Summer Will Come, which is also a book-to-movie project.
That one, oh my God, that one
has had so many positive reviews, and so many people have messaged me about that story. And that came about during my mum's cancer treatment. She was very, very poorly, so I spent a lot of time sitting, talking to her, and you know, naturally you digress back, and she was talking about, you know, the days in Cyprus when she grew up, and that kind of planted the seed, and I felt like that was the time to talk about and not spread the word as such, but kind of look at their story, my parents' story, and actually put it out there. I felt it was really important. And actually writing that and speaking to lots of other Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots as well. The story belongs to so many people. So many people have a very similar story.
They went through all these situations.
That's right, so Cyprus coming to England. Then we've got Alexander and Maria, which is the online romance. It's a bit saucy, but it's very deep. It's about connection. It's about relationships. It's about hope. Then we've got The Village House, which I spoke to you last year about. So that is a modern-day Cyprus story where a young girl inherits a house in Cyprus, goes back to Cyprus, reconnects with her roots, and then you've got the pull and push of does she stay or does she come back to London? And then we've got...
And then this one.
And then we've got
Before we go to this one, you say, I mean, you went through, you know, difficulties in your life, and you know, you have children?
I have. I've got 3 boys.
3 boys. How old are they?
28, 25 and 23.
Ah, lovely. Boys,
yes.
Bravo.
All
bravo.
boys, yes. And a little granddaughter, Vasily.
Ah, do you?
Yes,
lovely.
A little 4.5-year-old.
Oh my God, how old is she?
4.5. She's incredible.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
We are 3 boys in my family, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an older brother, me, and a younger brother.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know the feeling. 3 boys without any other women except your mother in the house. But, you know, you get, you know, the feeling of like cousins and all this kind of thing, you know, and you become like my cousin.
Yes, yes.
She's like my sister, for example.
Yes.
And I think it's the same with every Greek family.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, no, they're very close. I mean, they were, you know, there were times where I could just, you know, knock their heads together growing up, you know, hard work, especially, you know, when I was, you know, on my own for a while. But yeah, no, they're amazing boys, and you'll meet 2 of them next week.
Yeah,
yes, because you haven't met any of them yet.
We're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
For the time, I want to just ask you, you doing anything else except of writing? I mean, you're still teaching?
I'm still teaching. I do private tuition at home.
Ah, private, yes.
Yeah, so mainly at my house, a couple of students at their houses. And I do the editing, so I support new authors with their writing. I do some mentoring. I do writing session. I look at development of story. And give them any kind of support that they need in relation to getting their story from, you know, an idea in their head to written down and then to the end.
Okay, when are you writing, especially nighttime or daytime? Or, I mean, you have to be on your own?
Yeah. I have to be on my own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it nighttime is better? Do you think?
No, daytime is good because all the boys are working now,
so
and my partner Alan is out at work in the day.
So
I've got my writing room.
Yes.
It's just me. I sit down. It's very solitary. Writing has to be solitary. I have to think, and I have to just immerse myself in the flow of writing.
Do you have a certain time? I mean, you say, okay, I'm going to start writing 10 o'clock and finish 12, or you just start writing and then when you write everything you have in mind, you stop, or how it works?
I tend to schedule everything in my diary.
Okay.
So I'm very busy because of the editing, because of the tutoring, because of, you know, personal responsibilities and running the house. So I do tend to, in advance, book out blocks of time for writing in my diary.
And
so, for example, today I worked from 9 o'clock all the way through to 4 o'clock, and I was doing. Well, I was actually editing my next book, my 6th novel. Yeah.
Which is you planning to have it out when?
This year.
This year, and what is all about? I mean, the
so
story.
that is about love, and it's about all the different phases of love. And we look at that through 3 different couples that meet on holiday in Kefalonia.
Ah, all in Kefalonia?
Yes.
Ah, nice.
Yes, so
nice
it's
place.
a really lovely setting.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Do you think that love is, I mean, is in different ways, the feeling of love, or is just one love? I mean, if you love, for example, you love, for example, me, I'm a man and I love a woman, or I'm a man and I love my mother, my...
No, no, you know what?
It's just one love.
No, there's lots of different loves.
It is, yes.
There's the love for your parents, there's the love for your children, the love for your friends,
so
the love for your lifelong partner.
So this, hello there. So this love you're writing about,
I'm writing about all the different types
of love. It's not about love between between couples and
between couples, but also
like, for example, erotas. Not erotas. It's not just.
Yes, but there is that. But then there's also, you know, love doesn't always have to be that passionate love that makes your heart pound. you know, you can still love someone deeply, but then it changes. It's more about connection.
Yeah, for example,
intimacy,
you love a
trust.
friend. You love a friend differently. Yes. You give everything to your friend. You believe in relationship, but it's a different love. Yes.
Yes. So it's about all the different types of love. And of course, the Greeks have so many different words for love.
Yes, definitely.
In England, we just have love.
Love, yes.
You know, we can love a table.
Exactly,
but the Greeks would laugh at us if we said we love a table.
We don't love the table. We look at the table and we put our food on the table and eat it.
Yes. That's right. Yes.
Anyway, so I'm looking forward to read that one when it's ready, when it's out. And you promised me you're going to come back here and talk about it.
Absolutely.
But before that, there is so many other things we have to do.
I know.
Yes. You know,
so much.
Tell me a little bit more about this, and then we go back to what is going to happen next week.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I'm very excited about that.
I'm excited about it as well. I'm so excited. Okay, so A Palette of Magpies, I've already said, retired art teacher. She moves back to the Cotswolds. She basically inherits her. But she'd left under a shroud of mystery previously. And you find out much later on in the book what happened and why she moved out of the village. And in the village, because she's retired, she's kind of feeling a little bit lost. You know, she's not a teacher anymore. She hasn't got that routine. And she starts to think, gosh, what is life going to be like for me now? And she's feeling a little bit down. She's feeling a bit melancholic. And then these postcards start to arrive. And they almost nudge her to kind of connect with different people in the village. So she connects with...
they realize that she's back and they send her postcards? Or?
Well, I'm not going to tell you who's sending the postcards, but it's quite magical in the way it happens. And it's about community and friendship. It's about trust and hope. It's about secrets and lies. It's about romance, because she actually meets an old school friend that she used to like. So that there's a lot going on in the book. It's one of those that, you know what, I can see it as a series.
This one?
Yeah, on TV.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know what, it would be absolutely amazing.
Honestly, when I wrote, you know, most of it, I haven't finished yet, but I'm going to. Remind me of a couple of books, you know, from Victoria Hislop.
Oh, really?
You know, the postcards. I don't know if you read that
postcards
one.
Of
postcards,
Greece, is it? Or is it just
in
postcards?
Greece, yes. And they are doing it on television now. It's a serial. Yes, a serial on television. Yes.
Who knows?
And I'm watching it every time. And it's all about people, as you say, receiving a card, a postcard, and there's a story behind all that.
Oh,
yes. So it's the same thing, similar thing.
Yes, similar, I think. Yeah, I mean...
And this, I suppose this, you know, meeting with the next you know, school mate and all this kind of thing, I suppose it's going to be a big love or something, you know, remind me of
so that's
stories
where the
that I know.
Comes
yes, romance.
In.
Yes.
Because you know me, I love love and I love romance.
You are a romantic girl.
And happy endings,
you know,
always
happy endings.
Someone is
happy and making someone happy and smiling all the time. You know what I mean? Yes. and this one there and that one, but especially this one here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
So this has been out for how long?
This came out in November
last year, 23.
November last year.
Yeah. And shame on me, I should read it all because I have the book for a kind of time, but I'm very busy. I'm sorry about that.
Hopefully you will. You'll make time for it.
Yeah, but I ask you quite a few things, quite a few questions, and you give us plenty of information about this. And can anyone buy it? Where they can find it?
Yeah, they can find it anywhere online. So Amazon is the biggest retailer that I know a lot of people go to, but it's on Waterstones, Foyles, W.H. Smith. If you're listening from America, it's in Barnes and Noble out in the States.
Yeah, they do this in America, in Australia, Greece, everywhere.
Well, my publisher is based in...
I'm very famous everywhere.
I know,
you.
And me now.
Hello there, in America. Right.
Yes, so it's available anywhere online, as all my books are. Yes.
And what's the cost? I mean, how much?
It depends where you are, but I think in the UK it's like £8.99 or £8.79.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you about something else. We're going to tell our audience about something else, and then I want you to just read just a little bit of it. Can you?
Yeah, of course I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go into a reading, just let me ask you about next week. Next week is going to be a meeting in your home.
That's right.
Okay,
yes.
and there's going to be a reading of a script, reading based on one of your books.
That's right.
Summer Will Come.
Yes.
My God,
yes.
I'm very excited about that.
I'm excited
because I read the book a couple of times, and you know what I mean.
It's one of your favourite books.
It's
isn't it?
Yes,
I know.
it's one of my favorites.
I know.
Yeah, because it takes us back to long time ago, and then bring us here. Long time when the people were coming here and they don't have homes, and they were in a difficulties and all this kind of thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of hardship, a lot of poverty, and how brave of those people as well to leave those beautiful villages to come to grey London.
Yeah.
You know, with very little knowledge of English. Lots of racism at the time as well, having to face that as well.
Yes.
Our grandparents and our parents were very brave, very courageous. We've got a lot to thank them for.
So, you want to tell me more about it? Who is writing the script and all this?
Yeah, of course, yes. So it's been an ongoing project. There's been lots of hiccups with it. As I'm sure you appreciate, because you're in the business of filmmaking as well. So there has been a few hiccups, but I think we've reached a really lovely plateau now. I'm working with a wonderful woman called Athena Mandis. She's a filmmaker director, and she's working on the script. So she's writing the script based on the book.
On the book, yes.
So it's very closely related to the book, following the story that I've written. And following the characters that I've included in the book and I've developed. And next week we are having a table reading at my house. So this is where...
Before the reading on the table is going to be some food, I think. And then
of course,
you remove the food away.
Always. And, food and drink, of course. Greeks, we have to have food.
I will come for both. For the food and for the reading.
You're most welcome, and I'm so glad you can join us.
I'm more interested about the book anyway.
Oh, yes, I'm so glad you can join us.
Because I know the story, I know the book, I know it's a brilliant story, and I know she's very good,
Athena, she's amazing.
And she's going to prepare a very good script.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to be in a reading next week.
She's very thorough, and she's very sensitive to the way that she writes, and she's honouring my story, which is the difficulty I've had in the past. A couple of other people that I've worked with were not honouring the true story.
I know.
And because it's heavily based on my parents' story, I wanted it to be as close to what I've written to.
Definitely, definitely. So the plan is, I mean, let's say, for example, let's say if I win the lotto next week and give you so many millions, am I going to be like an executive producer?
Who knows, Vasily? Who knows? I mean,
I'm going to do my best, honestly.
You know, anything can happen.
I'm going to pray first and then play the lotto. You know, I wish I can win.
Anything can happen.
Yes.
But you know what? You've been on this journey from the past, and I must say, actually, and I've said it on record before, but you were the one who planted that little seed that the book could make a wonderful movie.
Yeah, you remember when we talked about it?
Yes, we talked about it.
And actually, I wrote a short film.
You wrote a very short script on one of the scenes in the book as well.
And I love that so much, honestly, yes. And I wish this is going to be included in a new script.
Yes, it will be. It will be.
Okay, so what is included in the food? I mean, is it souvla or moussaka or what is it then?
You know what? We're going to surprise you, Vasily.
Okay, all right.
We're going to surprise you.
Surprise!
Well, you know what?
Moussaka or my... Okay, I'm only joking.
That's okay. That's okay. No, but there will be food and drink. Of course, there will be. You know, how can you come to a Greek Cypriot house and not be offered food and drink? I mean, that is. As they say, androbi. Androbiso, if you don't have food and drink there. So a little bit of food and drink. There's going to be between 10 and 12 of us sat around the table. Luckily, I've got a very big dining room table. Bravo. We can all sit around the table with a hard copy of the script, which we'll provide everybody. We'll have a read through, which will probably take about 90 minutes or so. And then we'll ask for your feedback. You know, what worked well, what didn't. Did you connect with the characters? Was there any sticky moments that you thought didn't feel right in the story, or is there something that you didn't quite understand, or you know? So just to get everyone's instinct.
Maybe after that she maybe needs to make some changes.
And she probably will. You know, we will, because we're working on it. You know, together. Although she is the script writer, I can't pretend to be a script writer.
Okay, you know something. In my life, I have very, you know, like happy times and all this kind of thing. This time is one of my happiest times. Talking to you and having all these people listening to me, and you know, that man there and all this kind of thing, always with a smile. You know what I mean?
He's so good, isn't he? He always brings me. He always sits.
I wish I was a woman, so she. I'm only joking. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Anyway, Libon. I like to thank you.
Thank you.
For being here
it's been
tonight,
lovely being here again. Thank you so much.
Lovely to have you.
Καλή χρονιά. I know we've said it already.
Happy New Year. Καλή χρονιά και όλα τα καλά. The best things to come.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ebisses, thank you to you and to George.
And I have to say thank you to Autumn Gardens, Anastasia Lodge, Mr. Melisouris and his team and all this. Thank you very much for supporting us. And you, the audience, for always, you know, watching us. Thank you very much. And we're going to be with you next week again, the same time, with a different face or faces. I love you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Καληνύχτα.
Καληνύχτα, Βασίλη μου.
Thank you very much. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Thank you.